Long before Camelot there was madness, visions, and foreboding. It is said no one dared approach the wild man in the dark wood except one, his sister, and in her dreams she carried the fate of a kingdom. Deep in the Caledonian forest, where shadows stretched long beneath ancient trees, a man wandered alone, his hair tangled with brambles, his skin marked by wind and rain. He spoke to the trees, whispered to the rivers, and muttered riddles no one could understand. This was Myrddin Wyllt, the wild man, the soothsayer, the madman of the woods. Myrddin, a former bard and seer to King Gwenddydd, tormented by the horrors of war, had retreated to the deep forest, seemingly descending into madness, and only one soul dared to visit him, his sister, Gwenddydd. The story of Myrddin and Gwenddydd survives in the poem Cyfoesi Myrddin, a Gwenddydd I Chwaer. The conversation of Myrddin and his sister, Gwenddydd, passed through the centuries in fragments of verse. It's a haunting glimpse into the wild heart of Merlin's legend. A story not of wizards in castles, but of a man alone with his madness, and a sister who refused to leave him behind. What follows here is a creative retelling, an imaginative, condensed version inspired by the medieval text and its later echoes in works like Geoffrey of Monmouth's Vita Merlini. These early legends helped shape the Merlin we recognize today. Tonight, Gwenddydd brings him 5 dreams, and with them the unraveling of a world. The moon hung low as Gwenddydd made her way through the forest, a lantern swinging in her hand. She carried a flask of mead and bread wrapped in cloth to protect it from the damp. Her footsteps were soft among fallen leaves, but her heart pounded in her ears. She found him crouched by a stream, staring into the black water as if it might speak. "Brother," she whispered, "I've had dreams, terrible dreams, and I need you to tell me what they mean." Myrddin turned, his eyes wild and glinting beneath his matted hair. For a moment he only stared, then he nodded, beckoning her closer. "Tell me," he rasped, "tell me what the night has shown you." Gwenddydd sat beside him, drawing her cloak tight. "I dreamt of a great tree," she said, "its branches heavy with fruit, but the fruit turned black and fell to the ground, rotting as they lay." Myrddin's gaze darkened. "The tree is the kingdom," he murmured. "Its fruits are our lords. Their greed will spoil them. One by one they will fall, and their rot will poison the soil." He looked to the night sky, "And from that poisoned earth nothing good will grow." Gwenddydd swallowed hard. "In my second dream," she continued, "I saw a river that ran red with blood, and in its waters children floated, pale and lifeless." Myrddin closed his eyes, pressing his hand to his brow. "The river is the land's lifeblood," he said, "and the children, they are the innocents who will pay for the sins of kings. Wars will come, battles no one can win, and the streams will carry their sorrow to the sea." Gwendydd's voice trembled. "I saw 2 dragons," she whispered, "one red, one white. They fought beneath a mountain. The red dragon rose, but the white dragon bled it with 1,000 wounds." Myrddin's eyes snapped open. "The dragons," he said slowly, "are the old and the new. The red is the people of this land, the white, the invaders. The red will rise, but not without wounds. We will win, but we will bleed for every inch." A silence stretched between them, filled only by the wind. "In my 4th dream," Gwenddydd said, "I stood in a hall of kings. Their thrones were empty, their crowns lay on the floor, trampled, and a wolf sat upon the high seat. There will be betrayal," he whispered. "A usurper will rise, the line of kings will falter, and the wolf, he will wear a crown not meant for him." "My last dream," she said, "was of a sky without stars. The moon had vanished. The world lay in darkness, and no voice was left to speak." For a long time Myrddin said nothing. He stared into the water again, his reflection broken by ripples. "That," he said at last, "is the end, when all voices are silent, when the old world passes. But until that day, until the last light dies, we must speak." He turned to her, and for a fleeting moment the madness in his eyes softened. "I thank you, sister, for bringing me your dreams," he said. "Without them, I might forget the world still lives." Gwenddydd reached out, placing a hand on his weathered cheek. "And I will keep coming," she promised, "as long as you will listen." And beneath the cold moon, brother and sister sat side by side, one burdened with visions, the other burdened with devotion. Some scholars see political warnings in Gwendydd's dreams, others see echoes of an apocalypse, but perhaps at its heart it is simply a story of familial love and devotion, a woman who dared to walk into the woods and listen. Long before Merlin advised King Arthur, he was Myrddin, alone, wild, prophetic, and through Gwenddydd we glimpse not just the prophecies of a kingdom but the fragile thread of family, weaving its way through the dark. If you are curious to explore deeper into the origins of Merlin, a great starting point is The Life of Merlin, Vita Merlini, by Geoffrey of Monmouth, translated by John J. Parry, a widely respected and accessible English edition of one of Merlin's earliest written portrayals. You can find a link to a free e-book version in the description below. For more little-known tales of Merlin before Camelot, I invite you to follow the links at the end of this video or in the description below. If you've enjoyed this journey into ancient wild Britain, be sure to subscribe for more epic folklore. As always, please like, share, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Join us as we continue to uncover the hidden legends of the British Isles, because somewhere beneath the hills the dragons still stir. Until next time.